growing up, there were a lot of problems in my family and in my home. Because I loved my family so much, a lot of my self-worth came from them. Hi, my name is Lianna, and this is my story. As hard as I tried, I never felt good enough for them. I just gave up and just said, you know what, it doesn't matter anymore. I've tried, and there are other ways to feel accepted other than my family. So for most of my high school, I did just that. I looked to other places for acceptance. I looked to my image, I looked to school, I looked to having fun with boys. I looked to other places for acceptance. But even that wasn't enough. When I was in high school, I had a boyfriend, and we were together for 3 years, so a lot of my self-acceptance started coming from him. There were good days, and then my acceptance would feel high, and I would feel that the world was right. But then there were days when we would have fights and things were not good between us, and then I would just feel like this is just not enough, and this is just not enough, and I wanted more with my life. We just broke up, and I felt very depressed, very hurt, because I thought that this was a guy who actually really liked me, who really cared about me, who I could maybe, marry one day or whatever, and he just didn't really care at all. Jesus wasn't real to me when I was growing up. I've been going to church since I was 10, and I really didn't care. It didn't matter. It didn't really matter because I would see people in church on a Sunday raising their hands and praising God and singing hymns, and then I would see them outside of church saying a different thing from what they sang on Sunday, and to me it just was like, this makes no sense. You're just wasting God's time, you're wasting your time. Why are you really doing this? If God is in control and everything, maybe he will do what he wants to do, and I'll do what I want to do, and we could just go our separate ways. That's how I saw it, basically. And it was around this time that I met my Don, who was in charge of my residence where I lived, and he was a Christian, and he really made me realize the term unconditional love. There were no strings attached to how he treated us, and I said to myself after watching him, I was like, I really don't like my life because it's always so up and down. Like one day I feel good because I do things and it feels good, and then the next day it's not the same and I don't feel good about my life, and I feel like I have this anger and this bitterness stored up in my heart, and it makes no sense to keep living my life like this. I read this verse and it just said, God loves us, and like while we were still sinners, Jesus Christ came and died for us. And it literally blew my mind. It blew my mind because, we don't have to fight for God's love. It's there, it's real. We don't have to earn it. It's powerful. He loves us. We don't have to fight together. We don't have to be good enough. He loves us just as we are. I want to go and share how great Jesus is. Yeah, he showed me that, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm not perfect. We're all not perfect. But God is perfect, and he actually likes us the way we are. Jesus changed my life because he made me realize that my acceptance doesn't come from money, from grades, from having a boyfriend, from having fun, from pleasing my parents, from looking good, from going to a good university, from getting a good job. My acceptance just comes from Jesus because we all need unconditional love. My name is Lianna, and this is my story.